What is up, YouTube family? This is Anthony Green coming at you with another Politics with Anthony Green. Today's going to be a little bit of a shake-up. I'm going to actually touch a bit on the current race that we're going through right now and talk about the Trump versus Clinton future runoff that we're going to most likely see, as well as why is Bernie still in the race. I've been seeing a lot of things from my liberal side of my friends that are posting things, about how Bernie needs to drop out. Why is he still in the race? I'm going to cover that today. So let's jump right in. First and foremost, I always like to start with a little bit of a disclaimer. Yes, you know what? I am a conservative. However, as of this point, I don't have a party affiliation because the conservatives or the Republican Party has just moved too far right for me. I would probably lean a little bit towards the middle, if not, now slightly to the left. So, yeah, I don't really have a party right now, but I do consider myself conservative from the value set that I believe purely in small government. I really do. And I can't back Republicans because, the taking away the right to choose, taking away, the harsh drug penalties, the, hard on crime, those things just really don't resonate well with me. So I wanted to start off with that. Next thing I do want to cover really quick, and this is just a public service announcement. All right. I am 100% against folks insulting and blocking those who disagree with them. In this day and age, with the way the internet is, we have kind of entered into bubbles, and we don't like things coming in and disrupting our bubbles. So with that being said, I can't have a real adult conversation with a lot of folks because they do act like children. The other day I was talking to a cat, and he was asking me, Bernie Sanders, he was saying Bernie Sanders doesn't have a platform. So I linked him the platform for Bernie Sanders. Just like I do when people are like, Trump doesn't have a platform. And I link him Trump's platform. And the guy just went right back in it. And he said, he doesn't have it. I'm like, well, dude, do I need to type it out to you? You're that lazy you can't just click on a thing and read it? Oh, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back because I called him lazy. Oh, boo, hoo. Listen. All the candidates have platforms. They're out there for you to see. Just because you don't agree with the platform doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Trump has a platform. It's actually not that bad of a platform if you take the time to read it. Bernie's has a platform. Take the time and read it. Clinton has a platform. Gary Johnson has a platform. Jill Stein has a platform. These are people that you really do need to understand their platform, even if you don't agree with their platform, because these are the things that are really important to the country. So that being said, I think it's pure bullshit when folks today just completely shut down because someone disagrees with them. Grow up. This is going to the liberal college kids. This is going to conservatives. This is going to everybody out there. Grow up. Stop doing it. Talk it out. That's what makes America great. We're all free to disagree. We're free to have conversations. We're free to discuss our ideas. Are you going to change someone's mind? For the most part, no. But at the same time, it's not your job. That person has to change their mind. And having an open discussion about something is not being negative. So let's just jump right into the subject matter really quick. All right. So Trump is going to go to trial. He's gonna have a civil dispute on his Trump University. It's gonna take place after the election, realistically. And you know what? It may not even get to that point. Donald may go ahead and settle. However, Hillary, on the other hand, her trial is not civil. If she faces indictment, she can possibly have jail time. Is it gonna happen? I personally don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. But it's still a possibility. So when the leading Democratic candidate has the possibility of having an indictment, I kind of think it makes sense that Senator Sanders stays inside the race. What happens if it drops tomorrow, or the day after, or the day after, or the day after? What happens if the indictment drops while before the campaign is completely over, before Philadelphia. What a lot of people don't know is James Comey, who's doing the lead investigation, he's a longtime Republican. He rose to the power through the Bush administration. I'm not saying that he's playing politics with it. I really don't believe so. But the amount of investigation that's going on with this, if I'm Senator Sanders, I have to believe that there could quite possibly be a chance for an indictment to happen. Therefore, it makes no sense for me to quit and then have to be stepped back under the limelight. Everyone will look at you and be like, well, dude, you already kind of stepped down. So that leads us to the next thing. Liberals, mainly, now I can't say liberals because I know a lot of people who are liberal that aren't supporting any candidates right now. Democrats, like party-towing Democrats. It's a good thing that Sanders is still in the race, okay? Your candidate right now, and this is the people that want him out. I'm speaking to you right now. Your candidate, Hillary, could face indictment. If it does happen and Sanders is out of the race, you're going to have to pull someone who has already admitted defeat back into the spotlight or pick somebody entirely different that didn't even go through the entire process, who's not ready to go. Trump will destroy him at that point. If you allow the convention to happen and you do it diplomatically, you can really save face right now. But that gets back to the whole thing. You guys can't continue to beat the shit out of each other. You know, like the one thing that I notice about Republicans when I read online forums is that Republicans, you know, even though they were for Ted Cruz, the party was the one that was kind of getting really vicious. But the Republican base, they were just like, hey, you know what? I don't agree with Donald Trump. I really don't. They weren't saying he's a disaster. They weren't saying that he's an idiot. You know, the other people, for the most part, they were very, very civil about it. And Republicans, speaking as one, you know, or a formal one, so to speak, they're loyal. This party's going to solidify behind Donald Trump. It's going to happen. Right now, what they're doing is they're deciding things and they're coming up with a plan. But this party is going to solidify behind Donald Trump because their base is very, very, very huge. Now, the liberal logic on their primaries is very flawed. Granted, like I said, this one, during the Obama thing, it kind of stood out to me with the super delegates, and it's come up again this time. But I find it odd that during the general primary time, you guys don't give a flying fuck about independent votes. You refuse to allow independents to vote in a lot of primaries. It's just not open. You got to declare, you know, a year ahead of time before candidates even really want to come out and say, hey, you know what, I'm in the race, you know, or you don't know anything about them. You want to protect your soldiers. I get that. I really do. And you don't want people from the outside coming in and saying, no, I don't want to support this candidate. But that also gives a rise to a false narrative. Yeah, Hillary Clinton right now is beating Bernie Sanders by close to 3 million votes, actually over 3 million votes. Excuse me about that, Clinton fans. However, how big of the lead do you think it would be if it was truly an open primary? If Democrats and independents were able to commingle during this and cast a vote? And then granted, yeah, you're not getting a true Democratic candidate at that point, but you're getting people that are going to support a Democratic candidate. And it makes a little bit more sense to me. I would want someone to support my candidate who's not like tied to the party. That's where the whole Bernie and Bus things come in, and that's where you guys don't get it. A lot of the folks that are Bernie and Bus, they're not Democrats. They're not Democrats, okay? They're not Democrats. They're people who voted Democratic or would vote Democrat if you guys let them, but they're not going to do it because they don't agree with your candidate. So that's what you have to consider. You also have to look at the fact that I find it very, very odd that she can't put him away. If she's the candidate that she says she is, then put him away. Why is he still winning states? You know, you can't sit back and say, oh, well, you know what, the numbers aren't there, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Yeah, they're not there, But at the same time, why can't she put him away? All right? I mean, mathematically, it's impossible for him to win this without going into a brokered convention, which means, let's get real here with the powers that be, since you guys literally did, you had her have a freaking coronation before she came on out for running for president. He can't win, but yet she can't put him away. That's something to really be fearful for. Sanders won Indiana. Clinton ain't winning Indiana. There's a lot of states that Sanders has taken that Clinton ain't taken when it comes to the general. So that's something I want you folks to consider. Stop beating up on each other, liberals. It's not pretty. Hillary supporters, you're just as bad as the not the Trump supporters, because I can't even really say that, because the Trump supporters, I mean, from what I've been seeing, especially lately, have been kind of civil. But I mean, realistically, their guys come through. They do speak out against things that you may not agree with. But the one thing I do notice about them is that they're not trolling. And, yes, Bernie bros, you're posting all this shit. Bernie Sanders is, Bernie Sanders that, Bernie Sanders this, Bernie Sanders is great. Hillary, folks, you're doing the same damn thing. And you're both just keep attacking each other. Stop it. Remember, Hillary supporters, this is especially you. She may be indicted. You don't want Sanders out of the race until the entire thing's done. Till you know she ain't being indicted or all that jazz. You don't, because if it happens, you're done. You're done. There's no coming back from that. She will get destroyed. Destroyed. Okay? So, yeah. And stop being so anti-non-party members. Remember, your goal is the White House. Your goal is Congress. Your goal is, to be able to have full control over everything. How are you going to get that? If you're pushing independence away. People like me outnumber people like you. Drastically outnumber. And if you continue to talk the way you talk, more people like me may side with Trump. More people like me may vote for Gary Johnson or Jill Stein, which is what I'm really looking at. And more people like me may just not vote. So yeah, she won with the Democrats, yes. But she didn't win the overall thing. You keep saying it. You have to defeat Trump. That's the whole goal. Well, if that's going to be the case, then, put your big girl pants on or big boy pants on. Stop being so fucking sensitive. Come to the table with an olive branch for the independents and try to win us back over. Show us why your candidate deserves my vote. Votes of all of us who are not part of the party. That's all. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy this video, please hit subscribe. I know I've been a little bit off with making content, a lot off. Had a couple rough months with work where I just had to kind of focus, like really focus. And so yeah, these videos and car sale videos are going to be coming back really, really, really soon. So happy Saturday. Go Civil War. Team Cat. Take care.